10 wild animals that have rarely been seen. According to some studies, there are approximately 8.7 million distinct species on the globe. 8.7 million people. In other words, there is a completely separate, fully unique animal for every single person who lives in New York City. Of course, you're well aware of some of them. Say hello to some of the most unusual creatures to inhabit the surface of this floating rock. The following are the 10 most unusual wild animals. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss out on such interesting content. Alright, without further ado, let's get started with our list. Secretive Sea Pigs. Sea pigs, despite their name, do not respond to being called babe and do not have curly pink tails. Sea pigs, unlike their namesakes, are a species of sea cucumber that lives in the deepest, darkest, coldest parts of the ocean, 4 miles below the surface. Even though they're fairly abundant down there, they dwell in such a remote region that you and I will most likely never see one. Which is unfortunate since they are so bizarre that I could sit and watch them for hours. Even though these inflated, water-filled sausages are just approximately 6.5 inches long, they dwarf practically everything else at these depths. If anything tries to eat them, they have toxic skin that helps repel the predator. Nothing with half a sense would try to eat it. Picture putting that disgusting little thing in your mouth. Horrible. As a result, they spend the most of their days happily sucking up trash from the ocean floor, carefree. They must be as content as a pig in mud. Curious Custus. Northern New Guinea's vast forests are home to thousands, if not millions, of animal species. But there's one slinking around in the shadows that's as perplexing as it is enthralling. The black-spotted cuscus is a strange marsupial that resembles a cross between a cat, a fox, and a monkey. We don't know much about it, but what we do know is intriguing. To begin with, those snake-like eyes are quite handy for seeing in the dark. The cuscus, like cats and foxes, has vertically slit pupils that allow it to see well at night while simultaneously screening out dangerous sunlight during the day. These bizarre furballs are not only nocturnal, but also arboreal, which means they live in trees. They navigate the treetops with their arched front claws and 20-inch tail, searching for delectable fruits and foliage. Even though they appear to be safe up there, they are on the verge of extinction due to devastating deforestation and human hunting operations. And now, we know so little about these animals that we don't even know how many remain in the wild. Goody Beauty. If you're afraid of spiders, I recommend you look away now, since the Goody tarantula is as terrifying as it is wonderfully beautiful. The sapphire spider was discovered in 1899 in the town of Goody, southern India, before missing for 102 years until it was discovered again in 2001. You might be wondering how something so brightly colored and with such a large 8-inch leg spread could have vanished for so long. But that's because the Goody is a particularly shy tarantula. In most instances, the spider will escape rather than attack. And being a tree dweller, it frequently lurks much above eye level, keeping most humans well out of sight. However, if provoked, it will bite, and its venomous fangs are so potent that they can cause severe pain in humans for up to a week. It doesn't appear to concern this man, who owns one of the extremely uncommon beasts. They are not my idea of a cute pet. Though few are kept in captivity, it is now very hard to find them in the wild due to deforestation destroying their habitats. It's no surprise they're blue. Brilliant bumblebee bat. If you want to see this tiny creature, you'll have to look very closely. The bumblebee bat is thought to be the world's tiniest mammal, with a body slightly longer than an inch long and weighing less than a cent. Because it is so little, it can hover in the air like a hummingbird and dart away just as swiftly as other bats. Its small size isn't the only reason it's rarely seen. It's also classified as a vulnerable species in Thailand and Myanmar, where it resides. During the day, they, like typical bats, hang to the cave ceilings in bunches. However, monks who meditate in the bat caves and tourists attempting to spy on the unique animals have disturbed and ruined these valuable natural ecosystems. That's not to say the flying furballs haven't retaliated. Skididlidu, a Reddit member, recounted a tour guide's story of a group of tourists who tramped around one of these caverns, waking all the small bats perched high above, and they were not pleased. The strange critters flew down from the ceiling like a giant furry hailstorm and battered themselves at the tourists. Well, if that occurred to me, I wouldn't be hanging around. Sky-high funny guy. The Ca Khai forests in northern Vietnam have such high mountaintops that parts of them soar dramatically above the skies. But it is not their most astounding characteristic, because the Tonkin snub-nosed monkeys live here in trees up to 4,000 feet above sea level. They may sound impressive, but up close, they resemble clowns. With a blue visage, dazzling white eyes, and enormous pink lips, the poor primates appear to have attempted to apply makeup without a mirror. Even their newborns are born with the appearance of being set to perform in a drag show. But we shouldn't laugh because they're one of the world's 25 most endangered primate species. Due to extensive poaching and massive habitat destruction, only about 200 are left in the wild today. This primate's appearance appears to be the least of its concerns. A sizable squid. Despite their enormous size, sightings of the aptly named giant squid are extremely rare. This is due to the fact that these giant cephalopods normally live in the deepest parts of the ocean, roughly 2,000 feet below the waves. These gigantic sea creatures are so elusive that it wasn't until 2006 that the first footage of one was captured off the coast of Japan. However, given that there are an estimated 4.3 million giant squids floating around, the scarcity of sightings is amazing. This damaged squid, however, must have become disoriented off the coast of Cape Town, South Africa. It's likely that the animal was attacked by a sperm whale, their sole known predator, or that it was involved in a fight with another of its species. Scientists know from dissecting big squid carcasses that they eat deep-water fish and other gigantic squids, so anything is possible. They have no desire to eat human flesh, which is fortunate because the 8-armed giants have 2 lengthy feeding tentacles lined with razor-sharp serrated suckers. They can snare prey from up to 33 feet distant with them. Then, with their powerful beaks, they reel the unfortunate cargo towards them before eating it into little pieces. Given that the behemoths can grow to be 43 feet long, which is roughly the size of 7 to 8 humans, I don't believe a person would stand a chance against one. Furthermore, the growth rings on statelets, which are microscopic mineralized masses that assist squids' balance, indicate that they live for no more than 5 years. As a result, they must grow at an abnormal rate and require an equally ridiculous amount of food to support that growth. Okay, now I'm glad they don't have a taste for humans, or we'd all be in big trouble. Hidden Desmond. A weird hybrid of a rat, a mole, and a platypus scurries around on the ground in Catalonia's Alt Pirineu National Park. Completely undiscovered, that is, until it is caught. A Pyrenean Desmond is this secretive tiny creature. It roots through muck and crevices for insects and fish like a little carnivorous elephant, using its twitching trunk-like nose. These small critters, like elephants, are also amphibious. They can swim with their nostrils and ears closed, and their paddle-like paws let them speed through the water like a fuzzy fish. However, because this tiny creature is just around 5 inches long, nocturnal, and extremely swift, it is difficult to notice. The tiny pocket rocket is so difficult to analyze that experts have resorted to looking for its facies instead. It's a filthy method of obtaining DNA from animals without having to dive into the water after them. But I believe those researchers are seeking in the wrong places, because some Desmond appear to be more concerned with having fun than fleeing. And with this, we've come to the end of the video. Make sure you give this video a like and share it with your friends. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.